Hi, my name is Virginia Woolf. I was born on January 25, 1882 in Kington, London. A lot of you may know my name from my book, Mrs. Dalloway, published in 1925. This book was said to be a major contribution to modernist thought. Mrs. Dalloway is a novel about a woman named Clarissa Dalloway who is living in England. Clarissa is an upper-class woman who embodies the anti-traditional thought that is modernism. The novel begins with Clarissa going to buy some flowers for her party later that night. Though this seems insignificant, it conveys that Clarissa is a rebel and that she doesn't conform to societal norms. She refuses to give up small things like this simply because she is an upper-class woman who doesn't have to do anything for herself. Similar to this, the book Anthem by Anne Ragg centers around the theme of refusing to conform. My book is basically actions and interactions with people in Clarissa's life. I use a stream of consciousness to jump from character to character and depict the way we as people think. Take Septimus and his wife Risa, for example. The two have a very complicated relationship. Septimus suffers from PTSD. And towards the end of the book, he ends his own life. Risa met Septimus when he was a strong soldier. She only stays with him because she feels obligated. Through this strategy, we find that mental illness is widely ignored by society, and that many suffer simply because their minds work differently. To this day, many soldiers suffer from PTSD, and it still lacks the awareness needed to avoid the tragedies that result. Clarissa, however, isn't blind to others' suffering. Much like the narrator in T.S. Eliot's Morning at the Window, she understands what it feels like to put on an aimless smile. They are rattling breakfast plates in the basement kitchens, and along the trampled edges of the street, I am aware that damp souls of housemaids, sprouting despondently at area gates, the brown waves of fog toss up to me, twisted faces from the bottom of the street, a tear passer-by with muddy skirts, an aimless smile that hovers in the air and vanishes along the level of the roofs. Through their thoughts, we find that Clarissa and Septimus aren't all that different. They both struggle internally because they think differently and have to battle their demons. Along with this, Clarissa struggles with the idea that her life could be different had she married her ex-lover, Peter Walsh. When Peter returns from India, Clarissa battles with the what-ifs, and multiple memories of her more rebellious years are relived. The painting, an arrangement by Alfred Moore, depicts the inner battle perfectly. The painting shares the tone seen in Miss Dalloway, and in the entirety of the modernist era. In that, it comments on self-reflection and realization. The woman in the painting's posture shows a seemingly domestic and docile rich woman, much like Miss Dalloway, in a depressed yet contemplative state, a defining characteristic of the character. Clarissa contemplates her love for her husband and her love for Peter. Her thoughts become muddled, similar to the way Clarissa makes Peter feel. This brings up the question of love and what real love is. These themes of death, love, and mental illness are seen throughout the entire book and come to their peak at Clarissa's party, leaving Clarissa with a new sense of realization and understanding.